I think for me, sometimes the aging thing just mean, when we grow old, or sometimes we feel like burden to other people. We feel like, oh, we don't want to interrupt or interfere their life. They have the busy life enough and things.
กูรู้เรื่องมะเร็งแล้วนะไอเอ็มมันเป็นคนบอก
ก็มันเป็นร่างกายของอาม่าปะเอ็มว่ามันก็เป็นสิทธิ์ของอาม่าที่อาม่าต้องรู้อะ
Hi, Pat and Sarin, right? How are you? It's nice to meet you.
I'm
Very
good.
good.
How are you, Manila?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I would like to start this conversation by saying congratulations. It was a beautiful movie, really. And after watching it, I couldn't stop thinking that this story is in Thailand, takes place in Thailand, but here in Mexico. My family and maybe a lot of families are going through a similar moment. So I couldn't stop thinking, why do you think aging, we experience it like in such a universal way?
As during the writing process, I did I did a lot of research by walking along the like a older town, the town that is older, like older Chinatown, and the site that we see a lot it a site of, because like in the Chinatown, it was quite dense, so people couldn't afford to buy a house, so they have to buy it like somewhere else. But they would leave their parents behind, and they would start like anew. They want to start their life anew. So when you visit these older parts of town, you see the common side of old people living alone in their house. So and I think it happened not only in Thailand, but maybe it is the result of capitalism. So I think, yeah, that's why we resonate so much. The relationship between our family somehow gradually change according to that.
I think for me, sometimes the aging thing just mean, when we grow old, or sometimes we feel like burden to other people. We feel like, oh, we don't want to interrupt or interfere their life. They have the busy life enough and things. So a lot of people might not reach out to the other family members. So I think for me, it's about make sure that you also reach out to them and connect to them, rather than waiting for them to connect to you, because they might not be their personality and everything. So I think this movie is telling very well on that. You can't wait before grandma connected to you. You have to reach out and try to connect with them too.
มุ้ยเฮียอยากคุยเรื่องงานสบายๆที่มุ้ยทำ
ฉี่ตุงแล้วเดี๋ยวเราเปลี่ยนผ้าก่อนนะกง
อากงยกบ้านของอีให้กับอามุ้ยบ้านนั้นขายได้เป็น10 ล้าน
เฮียอยากได้แบบมุ้ยบ้างอะต้องทำไงอะ
เฮียรู้ปะว่าสิ่งที่คนแก่เขาต้องการแต่ไม่มีลูกหลานคนไหนให้ได้เลยคืออะไรอะเวลาเว้ยเฮีย
Yeah, and I think that's a great lesson, especially for young people, like we see it with his grandson and the connection they had at the end. Also, with this movie, I went down memory lane, remembering moments with my grandma. So I wanted to ask you, what lesson do you remember from your own grandmas?
I remember two things actually. You know what? It's funny because I wrote it down because the other people questions remind me of that, and I think I might have a chance to say it again. So that's a spot on question. One other thing I remember when I play cards with my grandma. Yeah, and the other and my grandma is really fierce, and she really she didn't like when she lose because she have to lose a little bit of money too. Another thing is the lullaby song that when M singing, when grandma passed away. I'm also growing up when every time when my grandma visited me, she would sing that lullaby song, Ong Ong E, Ong Kim Kong. So I'm surprised that I see all that elements in this movie without, it's not for me. I never share anything with them, but see how much is related. That's also my experience too, yeah.
I always remember going into my grandmother's room. She would have this book always on her bed. It's a book called telling fortune number of your about your dream.
Okay.
It's like I always have to remember my dream, and she always remember her dream in order that when you open up the book, it will give you number for you to buy a lottery.
มา
นึกยังไงจะไปนอนบ้านอาม่าพวกมึงมาทำไมบ่อยๆวะ
คิดถึง เอ็มซื้อก๋วยเตี๋ยวมาฝากก๋วยเตี๋ยวเนื้อตุ๋นเจ้าดังไงมา
กูไม่กินเนื้อ
Wow, that's a beautiful memory. That's great. But this question is especially for you because here in Mexico, we don't see a lot of Thai movies. So how was it to reflect your culture in the film?
We talk, me and the production designers and the cinematographers, we talk, and location manager and also costume designer. We talk a lot about how do we still keep the messiness, and how can we keep it all in the frame, but it also look nice and natural. Yeah, we were striving for that, and somehow it came naturally to be like Thainess and things. Yeah.
ที่เราทำอยู่มันผิดไหมวะ
เฮียเราไม่ได้มาทำให้เขาเสียใจนะเว้ยเรามาทำให้เขามีความสุข
อาม่าเหงาเนี่ยอยู่คนเดียวมาตั้งหลายปี
Here in Mexico, we also have a great connection with death and how we remember our loved ones. So your perception with death changed after filming, or did you feel more connected to it or afraid? I don't know. Did it change in some way? Because for me, I thought like I don't have to wait that my grandma is going through that to feel like conscious about it.
I lost both of my grandma and grandpa from my mom's side, which I'm, quite close to my grandma. So I think, yeah, it changed in a bit of I now then going back, I remember when I watched this movie, even though my role is a daughter, but when I finish it, I kind of try to bring back my memory with my grandma again. And I, cherish, and I have such a lovely kind of trying to recall all those memories. So I think for me, it just the way that we have to cherish that good memory, and we're trying to reach out to make memory again. For example, for the one who's still living, like my dad or the other people, we have to make sure that we still doesn't have to be such a hooly-dooly big, fantastic, brilliant memory, but somehow we have to connect for those for that memory again. So I learned that.
I love it. Thank you for sharing this interview with me, for your time, and congratulations again on this movie. I really loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Danila. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
เดี๋ยวกูก็หายแล้วนะมันก็ไม่ต้องมาดูแลกูแล้วล่ะ
ช่วงนี้ม่าให้เอ็มเกาะกินไปก่อนแล้วม่าหายแล้วเอ็มค่อยไปแล้วกัน